Okay, good day ma'am, good day everyone. Last meeting we've already discussed about the organizational climate. Now this is the continuation. Since it's already discussed the open climate, now let's proceed to the closed climate. When we say closed climate, it is how the atmosphere within the school. If the vibe is negative and people don't feel fulfilled socially or in their work, it may also leads to fake behavior and the school feels stuck. And it also lead to limits communication. It also discourage collaboration, and then resist change and maintains traditional structures and practices. So it can also foster competition among the members because they have no collaboration. Collaboration. So that's why they use the tool OCDQ, or the organizational climate descriptor questionnaire. It is helps understand school atmosphere, especially for elementary and high schools. While most studies have focused on adults like teachers, there is now a push to look at how the school feels for students too. Dili lang para sa teachers, kundi para na sa mga students kung unsa ilang na feel sa sulod sa isa ka classroom. And then this shift opens up new areas to explore and understanding school vibes. In order for your better understanding, here's the summary between the open climate and the closed climate. An open organizational climate is like a team where everyone talks openly, share ideas freely, and works together. In contrast, in a closed climate is more like a strict classroom where the boss makes all the decisions and workers just follow orders without much chatting or sharing ideas. Open climates are about teamwork and sharing, while closed climates are more about following orders. So now let's proceed to healthy and sick schools, the OHI, or the Organizational Health Inventory. It was created by Wayne Hoy and John Tartier. OHI evaluates the climate of school by looking at the health of interpersonal relationship among students, teachers, administrators, and the community members. Unlike sa OCDQ, in which they focuses on the openness of interactions, the OHI assesses organizational health on 3 levels, which is the institutional, the school connection to its environment; administrative, the internal managerial functions; and then the teachers, or the teaching and the learning process. A healthy school, according to the OHI, maintains harmony across these levels, which is the institutional, administrative, and the teachers; meets functional needs, effectively handles external disruptions, and focuses its effort on achieving school goals. So these instruments develop three versions, which is one for elementary schools, or the OHI-E, one for middle schools, which is the OHI-M, and one for the secondary schools, which is the OHI-S. The elementary, middle, and secondary schools version of the OHI contains 5, 6, and 7 subtests and 37, 45, and 44 items respectively in a 4-point Likert type format. Kabantay mo ang kanang mga questionnaires kanang pag mag survey kanang sa mga research even sa senior high or sa college, di ba nanay mga more naka-bold mo na siya ang sub-test. Tapos ang mga questions gaga-follow is mo na siya ang items nga gakon ka 45, 44 And then the sub-test of the OHI middle are summarized in table 3-2. It is the brief descriptions if the healthy and sick school follow. Now let us look the table 3-2, or the ay middle subtest. So it includes three levels, which is the institutional level, the administrative level, and the teacher level. Sa institutional level, kay diri nakasunud ang institutional integrity, which means the school doesn't let outside pressures change how it teaches. It keeps doing its job well, even when faced with tough demands from people outside the school. And then sa administrative level, which is the collegial leadership, the principal is nice and treats everyone equally, but make sure teachers know they need to do their best. They makes the school a great place to work, or ang ilahang ang principal is na collaboration sa teachers, and then the principal influence, and the principal can get what the school needs by talking well with the people in charge, like getting more books or better equipment without much trouble. For example, sa mga science lab, kana mga equipment kailang gamiton, mga chemicals, na mag-support dayon ang ilahang principal. And then the resource support. Teachers have all the supplies they need to teach. If they need something extra for a class, they can usually get it. And now the teacher level, which is the then sa teacher level, which is the teacher affiliation. Diri sa teacher affiliation is the teachers are happy to be at the school. They like their students and enjoy working with other teachers, doing their jobs with a lot of energy. Kanang murag they have the interconnection between the students and the teachers. And then the academic emphasis, the school sets good goals for learner that students can reach. The place is orderly, and both teachers and students take learning seriously. Everyone thinks at school to do well and school, which so mao na ang mga subtests sa organizational health inventory middle school. So now let's proceed to the case or the comprehensive assessment of school environment. The National Association of Secondary School Principals, or NASSP, is formed a team to look into how school environments are understood and measured. They found that many existing definitions of school climate were unclear. Studies often focus only on teachers' perspective, and there were not many reliable ways to measure it. Kanang murag gibali go focus lang sila sa teachers without considering sa student. So the NASSP task force model of the school environment is like a big picture view of how schools work. Instead of just looking at one thing like the overall climate, school climate, it considers everything that goes into making a school great and everything that comes out of it. The model also pays attention to how these things interact with each other, sa teachers and the students. For example, if a students are really happy with the school, that might mean the way the teacher teach is really working well. And then if something is not working right, like students are not doing well academically, the model helps figure out what needs to change in the inputs or processes to make things better. If ang mga student is dili ganahan mag-study, dili ganahan mag-participate, so the processes is mangitag way para ma-change na siya nga behavior, or para ma-change na siya nga way sa pagtudlo. As figure 3-5 shows, perceptions of climate held by stakeholders groups. Students, teachers, parents are mediating variables, influencing factors, not outcome measures. Teachers and parent satisfaction are input variables. Student satisfaction is both a mediating variable and an outcome measure. It both influences school success and corroborates it. It means that, in other words, these perceptions influence other factors but are not the final outcomes themselves. For example, teachers and parents' satisfaction are considered input variables, meaning they contribute to the overall school environment but are not the ultimate measures of success. On the other hand, student satisfaction serves as a dual role. It acts as both a mediating variable, influencing school success, and an outcome measure, corroborating it. This means that student satisfaction is not only affects the school's performance, but also it also reflects the success or effectiveness of the school. The case battery includes four surveys to understand school environments better. One survey is kind of for overall siya or for general students, teachers, and parents ask about their experiences. And the other three surveys is the satisfaction surveys, which is focuses on each group separately, teachers, students, and parents. These surveys were tested with 1,500 teachers, 14,600 students, and 4,400 parents to ensure their work well. Each survey looks at different aspects of school life and uses computer programs to show how satisfied people are and what they think about the school's atmosphere. For example, sa question nga general for student, teachers, and parents is, do you feel safe at school? And then for student is, are you happy with the classes offered at school? And also for the teachers is, do you feel supported by school administration? And for the parents is, do you feel informed about your child's progress at school? Mao na siya ang kadalasan nga kanang ginakuan sa case survey or sa school survey nga method. So there are some categories sa school climate survey, no, which is the teacher-student relationships, security and maintenance, administration, student academic orientation, student behavioral values, guidance, student relationships, parent and community school relationships, and the instructional management student activities. These categories help understand different aspects of school life to make improvements and ensure a positive environment for everyone. Now let's proceed to pupil control ideology. Let's talk about how important it is for teachers to manage students' behavior in school. Kana mga, di ba karon mga estudyante karon kay mga bulyaguno na ing ana. According to surveys, it's a big concern for teachers, administrators, and the public. It because sa karon nga in this generation is kanang gamay lang nga bikil is dayon ipatawag dayon or i-post dayon sa Facebook. So schools aim to train students in many ways, not just academically. Since attending school is compulsory, controlling student behavior is a big challenge talaga sa mga teachers, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, no? So researchers have studied this and found it's a key aspect of a school's culture. So now let's proceed to the humanistic school. There is a humanistic school is learning and behavior are viewed in psychological and sociological terms rather than moralistic ones. Diri is gina-emphasize diri sa humanistic school nga kanang kibaling mula nila ginalantaw ang right or wrong sa isa ka student, in which nila kanang mura they will find ways nganong they will look nganong ingana ang behavior sa isa ka student, or nganong ingana siya the way mag-act or the way siya mag-say. So it is not kanang murag ginapangitaan nimo, kanang murag ginaingon nimo ang iyahang tama or mali, but instead you are looking some answers nganong ingana siya mag-behave, nganong ingana ang iyahang kanang murag kabali kanang ang iyahang way sa pag-express sa iyahang self, no? So it also leads teacher to desire a democratic atmosphere with its attendant flexibility in status and rules, sensitivity to others, open communication, and increased student self-determination. It also kanamuragi as a teacher is they lead open collaboration sa mga per student, no? They encourage student nga magkanang team build up sila, like kanang murag mag-sharing of ideas, brainstorming, ingana. and then emphasize active engagement in learning activities over passive memorization of facts. Kanang instead of maghatag ang teacher og mga memorization or kanang mga memorize nila kanang mga idea is kanang murag naa siya lahi nga way para mas naa siya lahi nga way para mas maka-learn ang mga student, no? Mura siya kanang dili siya murag kanang kuan sa banking method nga kanang murag ang teacher kibali ang gahatag og kuan kanang gahatag og knowledge, prior knowledge sa mga student, and then the student will be kanang memorizing sa kanang mga gipanghatag sa teacher, no? So the good example for the humanistic school is, for example, imagine a teachers kanang naghatag siya og projects, no? Kay instead of mag-lecture siya, and then kanang na-realize ni nga boring ang iyang kay kanang na-realize nga boring, so instead nagpahimo siya og kanang project activity nga landmark, in which nga kanang group activity siya nga naay sharing of opinions, naay collaboration sa mga students, naay engagement, open communication to everyone. So in that na ma-foster nila ang ilahang creativity, kanang murag naa sila'y kanang pagkakaisa, kumbaga pagkakaisa nilang tanan para mahimo ang ilahang outcomes nga nindot. Mo na siya, no, ang humanistic school. Now let's proceed naman sa custodial school. So in contrast sa humanistic school, no, we have the custodial school. From the word itself, custodial is nasa teacher ang custody or ang custodia, no. It is a traditional schools often have a custodial control orientation, focusing on maintaining strict order. So ang kaning custodial, it refers to an approach in some school where ang ilahang primary nga focus is kanang maintaining the stricto sila sa kanang mga paghimog mga order, mga rules sa isulod sa isa ka eskwelahan. The environment is highly regulated and there is a little flexibility in terms of rules and student behavior. Students are stereotyped by appearance, behavior, and social status of their parents, no? Kanang sa isa ka eskwelahan kay students are often categorized based on their looks, kung gwapa ka or pangit ba ka, behaviors, and then the socio-economic, of course, no, the socio-economic status of their families, kanang kung kwartaan ka, kung dato ba ka. It also can influence, no, kung how they are treated and perceived within this school. Kay syempre og kanang if publika kay kanang murag dili kay kanila taganog pagtagad, it because kanang dili kanila ka level ingana gani siya nga kuan nga terms, no, kanang murag ginabaliwala kanila. Yes, teachers view the school as an autocratic organization with a strict pupil hierarchy, no. So the teachers who lean towards a custodial orientation view is the school is kanang more siya dictatorship. Yeah, dictatorship where kanang murag sila ang nasa top of the hierarchy, nga in which ang mga students nila ang nasa below, and then the students masundo nila or i-follow nila ang unsa ang ginaingon sa teacher, at because ang teacher ang kanang promulgate og mga rules and kanang mga order nga ilahang pagahimo, no. So this perspective emphasizes a clear and rigid divisions between sa student ug sa teachers. So the communication and power are seen as a unidirectional from teacher to student without room for questioning. So dili pod is ang communication ug ang power is ga-flow lamang siya sa isa ka direction from the teachers to student, but wala na siya kanang murag balik student to teacher. So as students is expected to comply with decisions and rules without questioning them. Kanang murag ug unsa ang ihatag sa ilahang maestra is ilahang himuon nga walay kanang murag pangutana nga mahitabo, walay kanang communication nga mahitabo sa teacher ug sa student. So to assess and measure the extent of custodial control orientation among educators, so the pupil cultural ideology or the PCI form was developed to measure these attitudes, featuring 20 Likert type items. It consists of 20 statements that respondents can agree or disagree with to varying degrees. So this statement covered attitudes towards discipline, student autonomy, and the teacher-student relationship. Items on the PCI includes opinions on teacher, student trustworthiness, and the student-teacher status difference. So now let's proceed to the last topic, which is the pupil control ideology or the school climate descriptor. So when we say pupil control ideology is basically how a school decides to manage and interact with its students, ranging from a nurturing, supportive approach, which is the humanistic approach, or to a stricter discipline-focused one or the custodial approach. So this choice affects the whole school vibe, including how happy and cooperative teachers are. So there is a humanistic approach. So as I discussed earlier, humanistic approach is understanding and supporting the individual's needs of students. So this approach is linked to a positive outcome such as a high teacher morale or kanang ganahan mo tudlo ang ang maestra or kanang murag they feel fulfilled in their work, kanang na sila interest pa mga na sila interest nga trabaho ng ilahang trabaho no. So and then the next one is effective leadership. So for example, ang principal is supportive kaayo sa ilang mga activities nga pagahimuon sa mga kanang ug unsa ang kanang need sa mga teachers nga kanang for example sila mga activity kay mo support ang principal. So and these strong collaborations naa sila kanang murag collaborations as a whole no, sa teachers sa student and then sa teachers to principal. And then sa custodial approach, it prioritize control and discipline. No? So it focus on maintaining order, often at the expense of individual student needs. So ang iyahang it can create a less positive school climate. So naay kanang low teacher morale or kanang the teacher is kanang murag dili nila feel or kanang less satisfied sila hang job, and then it can lead also sa kanang leading to decrease in motivation and sa job satisfaction. No? So and also less effective leadership. The principals might struggle to inspire or effectively direct teachers, possibly due to a more authoritarian style. Then it can also poor collaboration and lack of teamwork among the teachers, so that it can lead to kanang gamay ra ka ilahang makuan nga group achievements and fragmented staff community. So research shows that even new teachers who start out wanting to be supportive and caring might change their approach to match whatever the school is doing. So if example ang kanang school is kanang custodial approach na siya, so ang kanang new teacher is ma-adapt po na niya ang custodial approach, which is nasa iya ang murag kibali siya ang sa top of hierarchy. No? So if ang kana pud nga school is ang ilahang approach is humanistic, then humanistic sab ang kanang murag kibali ma-adapt sa new teachers. So na it depends sa school nga ilahang gitrabahoan. So whether a school chooses to be more humanistic or custodial, it really makes a big difference in creating a good or not so good school environment. No? So so that is the last topic of the agricultural organizational culture. No? So I hope that you've learned something. You'll learn something from me. No? So thank you for listening.